Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, we're here. Noel, we're here.
Fantasy Football Lab.
Welcome. All right, goodbye. Welcome, guys. Season 2, Fantasy Football Lab. We back. So what I did, trying to get the mic on, but not too much of the mic. So what we did was we looked at team by team, conference, division by division, and we ran through it. Talked about some players, talked about some players that are coming on, talked about some rookies, a little bit of the stats behind it. Let's get right to it. So, going to look at the Bills. The Bills, of course, Josh Allen, James Keep on Cooking Cook, Keon Coleman. I think Keon Coleman's set for a good year. So I think he's someone to look at and someone to target in terms of picking him up for fantasy. They've added Jay Palmer and Elijah Moore. Palmer from the Chargers. So they did a lot. Josh Allen with minimal receiving core. And I think it's the same thing, but this time Keon Coleman's going to step up. So he's somebody to watch. E. Moore and Jay Palmer, not so much. They also added Harrison out of the draft and Bosa. So I think the defense is going to be a little tiny bit improved, but nothing to be all crazy about. Let's go to the Dolphins. They added Zach Wilson, right? Zach Wilson, wow. So if Tua gets injured, they've got Zach Wilson. I think the Dolphins are on a decline. The offensive line didn't get any better. They added, like, their biggest add was like Westbrook Akine from Tennessee. He had a couple of couple big touchdown games, but he's much of nothing. So the running back to watch, HN and Wright. They also added Gordon in the 6th round, Oklahoma State running back. Ty Hill, he's someone to watch. He's going like 3rd or 4th round in fantasy drafts. Don't know what to think of that. Don't know if he's going to bounce back this year or what. But I do like HN on this team. I think they said they were going to look for him more, throw him the ball a little bit more. They also lost Juno Smith and picked up the retirement greatest tight end on the Giants' history, right? Darren Waller. So they replaced Juno Smith with Waller. Not much to think about there. The guy that I like on this team is HN. He's someone I'm going to target in a lot of my drafts. I do think he'll have a good year. Let's jump to the Jets. They've got Membu offensive line help. Mason Taylor, Jason Taylor's son from the Dolphins, tight end LSU, Justin Fields. Their offensive line improved. They got Justin Fields. I think that's going to be an upgrade to whatever was going on last year with A-Rod. The defense, hopefully they're going to improve from what they were last year. They were a little overrated last year and didn't do what we thought they were going to do. They're saying a lot as well that Garrett Wilson's going to get tons of targets. They've got no one else to throw the ball to, so it makes sense. Garrett Wilson just got paid yesterday, so they're going to give him the ball. Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson went to the same college, Ohio State, so they do have some chemistry. So it's possible Garrett Wilson has another great year. Let's go to the Pats. They added Will Campbell, offensive lineman, LSU. They've also added Travion Henderson, Ohio State running back. I think he's going to be huge. He's going to be able to catch the ball. He's going to be able to run the ball inside, outside. Travion Henderson, big year as a rookie. Kyle Williams as well, 3rd round. Stephon Diggs, Drake May. I wrote step up big, maybe a quarterback 10 this year. Pat's got a new coach, Vrabel. He's back as the head coach. I think they have a great year with him. I like everybody on offense. They're going to step up from whatever they were last year. They were a terrible offense last year, so there's going to be improvements. Colts, tight end, Warren, huge year. So Tyler Warren, Penn State, he's like John Riggins, but as a tight end. He's going to be big time like Bowers was last year. Daniel Jones against Richardson. It's going to be a QB battle. Daniel Jones is probably going to come away with that. Scary thing is that the O-line didn't improve. They lost 2 starters. The receivers are all going to improve big time statistically if Daniel Jones is throwing, because AR-15 is very inaccurate. Jaguars, we're looking at Trevor Lawrence to bounce back. Will he be a top 15 quarterback again? I believe so. They got rid of Kirk and Gabe Davis, Strange, and Ingram. They've got Strange. He had a great couple of weeks towards the end of the year. Someone to look at. Strange at tight end. The Yami Brown receivers need to step up. Travis Hunter, what's his role? Receiver, cornerback. How are they going to get him involved? They've got the Tampa Bay offensive coordinator. Cohen is the coach. He did miracles with Baker Mayfield. Should do miracles with Lawrence. Trevor Etienne, downhill arrow. It's going to be a mix and match of what they're going to use at running back. Is it Etienne? Is it going to be the rookie Tootin? Is it going to be the greatest name in football, Tank Bisbee? We don't know. So that's big question marks there. Let's jump to the Texans. They've got 2 Iowa State receivers, Higgins and Noel. Higgins, 6'4" receiver, should be starting and make some plays early on in the year. They also got Chris Kirky and Nick Chubb from Cleveland. Revamped offensive line, question marks there for the Texans and Stroud. Stroud needs a good offensive line to have time to throw the ball, just like all quarterbacks, but he does especially. Will he get time to throw the ball with the offensive line with the changes they've made? Titans, they got the number 1 pick, Ward. With him came Miami receiver Restrepo. I think he's a sleeper candidate, big time slot guy. He ran terribly slow, but he gets open. Ayamanor, another rookie. I like him a lot on this Titans team. I think he's going to step up. Ty Lockett's on there. He's going to be the veteran guy building these receivers up and giving them instruction. Ridley should be improved compared to what he was last year. So for here, I think someone to target would be Restrepo, possibly, and Ridley. Let's move on. Also like Spears. I think their other running back, what was his name? The former Cowboys running back is on the decline. So I like Spears on there. He's a little undersized, of course, but he's going to be ready for a big year. Let's jump to the Raiders with Gentry, top 5 running back. Raiders are going to be improved. Chip Kelly, offensive coordinator. Beck, another second-round receiver, TCU, not particularly fast, but he gets open. He reminds me of Renfro. I used to have Renfro, and then I got rid of him I did a terrible trade involving Renfro. Never want to think about that. Geno Smith, respectable quarterback. That's what I put for the Raiders. Going to be like a 9-8 team, 8-9 kind of team. They'll be improved on offense, though. Of course, Bowers. Chiefs got Josh Simmons, Ohio State offensive tackle. Major offensive line issues right throughout the Super Bowl. Is their line improved? Pacheco, is he going to come back? Former Rutgers running back. 2023, 1,100 total yards, 9 touchdowns. Can he bounce back? It's tough to know what the Chiefs running back crew is going to do. I would stay away from Chiefs running backs. Chargers, Hampton out of North Carolina, the rookie running back, 6 foot, like 220, dynamic, fast, can run inside, outside, catch the ball. He's a big time player. Trey Harris, Ole Miss, and Gadsden. His dad was a former Dolphins receiver. out of Syracuse. He's going to play tight end. I think he's a sleeper tight end. O. Gadsden. They also have McConkey, wide receiver 13, 1,149 total yards last year receiving. He's, of course, going to continue to do his thing. He's a guy to watch out for. Broncos. Knicks. Got arrows up on Knicks, quarterback 7. They added Bryant and Ingram. I like Bryant a lot as a sleeper rookie receiver. Ingram's going to get a lot of looks. They've also got Dobbins, defense top 5. They added Greenlaw and Jay Barron from Texas cornerback, along with Surtain. So the secondary is going to be really good on Denver. It's a sneaky good defense. Well, they're not even sneaky. They're just good. Look at Bengals with Chase, of course, the greatest receiver of all time. Of course, I traded him. I don't know why. Tried to get like 5 guys for Chase. It still didn't work. I think I should have traded Chase for like 8 players. So we got Chase, we've got Higgins, and we got another Chase, Chase Brown, running back number 10, over 1,300 total yards, 11 plus touchdowns. So another big year coming for Chase Brown. Defense sucks. So everybody on offense for the Bengals is someone to target because the defense sucks. Browns, what quarterback are they going to choose? We don't know. It could be our friend Shador, Pickett, Flacco. We don't know. So I guess it's kind of, stay away for now. Judge Judy, Jerry Judy is going to get a lot of targets. I do think he's someone to target. They've got no one to throw to besides Njoku and Judy. Deontay Johnson got picked up on this team. Deontay Johnson was on like 5 teams last year, so I don't know about all that. Q Judkins, their running back out of Ohio State, he just got arrested. So I don't know. I guess stay away from that. Similar to what happened with Ray Rice with domestic abuse. So someone to stay away from till we get more information. Steelers, stay away from the Steelers. So the Steelers, A-Rod's on there. Caleb Johnson out of Iowa, running back. No Pickens. They traded him away. They've got Metcalf and Juju Smith from the Dolphins at tight end. Offense, downhill arrow. I'm staying away from the Steelers for now. Stay away. Ravens, Derrick Henry, 2,100 total yards, 18 touchdowns last year. Running back number 4. Improved defense secondary. Jair Alexander out of Green Bay got picked up. They also drafted some defensive players in the draft. Secondary. So the defense is going to get even better. Offense is always running the ball, scoring points. So, but the question here too is the tight end situation. Mark Andrews and Likely. Does Likely overtake Andrews? I think so. Likely could be someone to target at tight end later in your fantasy draft. NFC East. Let's look Giants. Russell Wilson's the quarterback. They also drafted Dart. I don't know why. They should have waited until next year. I don't like Dart for the Giants. That's like a whole nother episode. They've got Tracy and they've got Cam Scadaboo, so they've got a 1-2 punch. I like Scadaboo, Arizona State running back. Catch the ball, runs really hard, like a mini Brandon Jacobs, I would think. Remember when they had Thunder and Lightning? They've got for receiver, I put Neighbors and no one else. It's literally like that. The defense to improve with Abdul Carter. So the defense is going to step up. They're going to run the ball. They're going to go like 1990 and just try to pound the ball, throw the ball like 10 times a game and hope they get a win like 14-10. Whatever. Cowboys, they've got offensive line help with Booker in the draft. Jadon Blue, Texas running back fast. Someone to look at. Pickens at receiver, 59 catches, 900 yards, 3 touchdowns last year. Him, CeeDee Lamb, Dak, and Ferguson, tight end with a bounce back year. I like the Cowboys offense as a whole this year. Don't know about wins and losses, but I do like their offense. Eagles, no major moves. They might repeat. We've got Hurts, quarterback 8. We've got Saquads, running back 2, and A.J. Brown, receiver 20. So they're firing on all cylinders. Grab a guy if you want on the Eagles. They're all going to be consistent. Not much to say. That's a good team. Specifically, on the running game. Redskins, Jaden Daniels, quarterback 4, top 5 quarterback 5. Scary Terry is in a contract dispute, but I think he plays. Debo on the decline. Boo, boo, boo. B. Robinson, I like him as a running back. Coach Cliff Kingsbury, love him as an offensive coordinator. Not great as head coach possibly, but really good as an offensive coordinator. So I think the offense keeps on firing on all cylinders. Jump to the Bears. Caleb Williams, 3,500 yards, 20 touchdowns. Will he get to 4,000 yards? Who knows? Their coaching stepped up with the Detroit Lions. Ben Johnson as their coach. Offensive line, they've made some additions. They've got Loveland from Michigan at tight end, Burden receiver, Missouri, Adunze, 54 catches, 734 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's supposed to step up, arrow pointing up. Bears are pointing up. We'll see. I'm not taking anybody on the Bears. They gotta show me. They gotta show and prove before I pick up anybody. I did last year, and it haunted me. Lions. New offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator changes. Are they on the down? Are they on the decline? We don't know. Goff is quarterback number 6. Goff goes off. Gibbs running back number 1. Does Laporta come back? David Montgomery running back 18. Got a great running back duo. I like Tesla. Upside. Round 3. I think he's at an Arkansas receiver, 6'4", 220, and he's fast. Also, Jamison Williams is going to have a big year. He stepped up last year. It's going to continue. He's ascending. Vikings, offensive line help in the draft. They drafted an offensive lineman in the first round. Jordan Mason, running back out of San Francisco, the 49ers. I like him a lot. He's someone to pick up because Aaron Jones is always injured. So I like Jordan Mason. J.J. McCarthy, they're saying like projected to be quarterback 20. Maybe he's better than that. He's an accurate quarterback, can run a little bit. He's got a great coach that builds up quarterbacks. So I like McCarthy on the Vikings. Packers, here we go. I got the hat. Love, big year offensively. Golden, they drafted in the first round out of Texas. He's fast. Savion Williams, 6'5", TCU, runs the ball. I think he's good. I think he's a special player if they use him right. He's going to be a rookie. Josh Jacobs, does he stay healthy? Does he continue to have the year he had last year? Running back 6, 1,600 total yards, 16 touchdowns. I think he's big. I like the Packers. I like Jay Reed. I like the receiving core. I like their tight end core. He even got 2 tight ends. Big year from the Packers. Offensively, don't know how it translates to wins and losses. I like their team offensively, though. The Bucks, Baker Mayfield stepping up. Bucky Irving, running back 13, big year. Mike Evans, 74 catches, 1,004 yards, 11 touchdowns. Does he continue or does he taper off, Mike Evans? Godwin is injured, right? Does he bounce back? They've got McMillan. They've got Ibuka, Ohio State receiver out of Receiver University. Every receiver out of Ohio State ends up balling. Ibuka is similar to JSN out of the Seahawks, so he's probably going to be good. Repeat offensively, like they were really good offensively. Like almost anyone you had on Tampa Bay that you had them on fantasy, they played well for you. Does that continue? Falcons, they've got Walker and Pierce from the draft. Defensive line help. They were terrible at sacks and getting to the quarterback. Penix is a star, ascending up. Pitts, does he step up? Bijan, 1,800 total yards, 15 touchdowns. Does he continue to do his thing? Probably. They've got London. They've got Mooney. I like Mooney a lot on this team, too. He's someone to try to pick up later in the draft. He had a big year last year. I think he had around 900 yards. Saints, D. Neal in the draft. Kelvin Banks, offensive tackle, Texas. Tyler Shah. No quarterback, no Shador. I think this is where Shador Sanders should have gone, but he didn't. Number 1 pick in the 2026 draft. There's nothing to say about the Saints. I don't want nothing to do with the Saints. They've got Kamara and they've got Olave, but I'm not touching nobody. Panthers, Bryce Young, does he continue to step up and play? He did towards the end of the year. Teta McMillan reminds me of a taller Des Bryant. Like him a lot. Saw a lot of Pac-10 games. He had some huge games. Tall, big catch radius. Like him a lot for the Panthers. This is a good pick for them. Jimmy Horn, Colorado receiver. He's my sleeper. I'm going to try to pick him up in my sleeper league, my dynasty league that I suck in right now. I like him a lot, Jimmy Horn. Renfro is back. He's on the Panthers. Does Renfro get a revival? He missed last year. Someone to consider if you could get him on a cheap. Renfro. Niners defensive draft. They lost a lot of guys on defense. They picked up a lot of guys during the draft. Jay James, Oregon. He reminds me of a Bucky Irving, not fast, elusive, catches the ball on that backfield, little guy. Jay James, like him a lot as a sleeper running back. CMC's back. I like CMC. If you could get CMC in the second round of your league, I think that's a great value. Purdy, year of discovery. Does he step up? They lost a couple of receivers. Ayuk might be injured during the beginning of the year. Maybe PUP doesn't play the first couple of weeks, possibly. So let's see what Purdy does with less weapons. Jay Jennings contract dispute. Let's see if he plays. I like Jay Jennings a lot. Ayuk, is he ready to go for the season? Who knows? There's a lot of question marks with the Niners. Rams, tight end Ferguson and Hunter, running back out of the draft. They lost Cup. They've got Devontae Adams. So downhill arrow on Cup, uphill arrow on Adams. Puka, 11 games, 79 catches, 990 yards, 3 touchdowns. He missed a lot of games. Does he stay healthy, step up big for them? Probably. Stafford, number 19 quarterback, 37, 92 yards, 20 touchdowns. So it's not like an amazing year, but he is a good quarterback. Next team, we've only got 2 left. I did this pretty fast. Cardinals, defensive draft, no major moves on the offensive side of the game. Does Marvin Harrison step up? I don't know. Does James Conner stay healthy? I always think he's going to get injured, so he's kind of scary to take him. Kyler Murray short. He doesn't see the field. I don't like anybody on his team. Only McBride, of course. McBride, top 2 tight end. I traded him away in Dynasty. Big mistake. Seahawks, Sam Darnold was last year a fluke because he was with O'Connell, the great quarterback whisperer on the Vikings. I think Sam Darnold regresses, has a downhill arrow on him. JSN, uphill arrow. Cooper Kupp, uphill arrow. Tight end Arroyo from Miami. I like him a lot. Someone to target late, or just a late pickup, week 2 or week 3 add-on on the waiver wire. Arroyo, tight end Miami. I saw a lot of Miami games with Ward. I liked Arroyo on this team. Just running simple routes, seams, or just running up the field. He looks really great. I don't know about slants and out routes, but if he's just coming up the field on a seam, he's really nice on it. K. Walker, always injured. I'm so scared to have him in the dynasty. He's probably going to get injured. That's why Z Charbonnet, uphill arrow, he's someone to target on the Seahawks. Of sometime this year, Z Charbonnet is going to go off and have a good game. Someone to target as a handcuff. That's what I got for you guys. Try to do it in under 25 minutes. All 32 teams. Add guys that came on, some rookies, people to target, people to look for. Fantasy Football Lab, we out.